Hi, this is Kelly from Hills, Deals, and Wheels Mobile Home Investing Course available on Vimeo. And today we have a seasoned investor by the name of DeAndre Holley. DeAndre, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Good, good. So, DeAndre, can you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm DeAndre Holley. I'm investing out of Maryland. I've been in it for 8 months now. I closed on 4 deals so far, um, and I'm loving it.
Okay. And so, how do you go about closing deals in the state that you're in?
Um, it's pretty much the same. I meet with the seller, see what the seller is asking, get them on the contract. If I'm going to buy it, then I'll buy it straight out after we do the paperwork at the title company. Or if I'm going to wholesale it, just get it on the contract and then flip the contract to the end buyer.
Okay. And so, when you meet at the title company, is there some type of fee that you have to pay?
Yes. So to actually record the title, um, is $150. We don't have to pay taxes on the mobile home if it's a used mobile home. If it's one that's brand new, fresh off the lot, then we will have to pay taxes. But since it's used, just 150 just to record it.
Boy, that's interesting. I didn't even know that. So, DeAndre, do you have a license where you do business?
Currently, it's in production right now.
Okay. And do you mind me asking, how do you go about getting your license in the state that you do business in?
Yes. So I just go through the Department of Housing, and then the sector of mobile homes. It was a lot of loops and twirls that I had to jump through because a lot of people aren't really too familiar with mobile homes. So I had to zone into a person that was actually, familiar with the purpose that I'm trying to do, and just gather all the paperwork together. Honestly, it took about maybe like an hour or two to get all the paperwork together, send it in, um, pay the fees associated with it. I think it was like $100 or $200 for it, and there it
Mm,
is.
okay. And so is there a test as well, or just the paperwork?
It's just the paperwork. You got to show. Okay, so it's just paperwork, but you got to show what, or you got to explain. I should say you have to explain what you are trying to do, as in like they have different sectors of um mobile home dealers, as the same as cars. You're either a broker, um a dealer, as where you have an actual lot, or you're just a salesman. So it's depending on what you want and what sector you want to go in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to file for and prove to them, and get insurance, and um, just figure out, just let them know the ins and out of business and what you're going to be doing.
Okay. And so, DeAndre, would you say you like a buy and hold, or you like the wholesale? Which strategy do you like to do?
As of right now, I would say I'm more of a wholesaler, but I I would like to be a buy and hold investor because I do want that nice passive money. But
Okay.
as of right now, just to build up the capital, wholesaling is the best option.
Okay. And with wholesaling, you don't need no license. There's no special paperwork or anything like that. Correct? You could do wholesaling on a regular piece of paper.
Yes, just a
Oh,
regular piece of paper. It's just in Maryland, I think our limit is 5 or 6, but that's only 5 or 6 if your name is on the paperwork. So if I'm just transferring the contract to the buyer, my name is never on the paper, so I'm never going to fit in that category of the 5 and 6.
okay. Okay. And then let's just say your name is on the paperwork. You can get creative and put those homes in like a relative's name, correct? In order to
That
get the
is
deal
true.
done. Yeah.
That is
Okay.
true.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
because if I had five relatives that is willing to work with me, then that means that it's like what 25 homes right there.
Exactly. The sky is the limit.
Yeah.
So tell us, can you do like a quick review of one of your deals?
Um.
Financially, your profit.
Yes. So, my latest one that I just closed on, it was going to be a fix and flip. It was a single wide, 14 by 70, really nice in the inside. When we got into it, I already projected that the cost was going to be a little bit, on a high end just to get everything, situated and livable. But once the sellers actually moved their stuff out,
Hmm.
um, it revealed more damage, as in like soft spots under beds, holes behind paintings.
Okay.
Um, a big thing that I should have paid attention to was the seller set their electrical box on fire. Um,
Wow.
yeah, but they were they illegally rigged the electrical, I guess, to one of the neighbors. So when I came in there, the electrical was on. But when after they moved out, my contractor came in,
Hmm.
did what he needed to do, and then realized that the electric wasn't on because it was, it previously burnt down. So I was like, oh man, okay. So after bidding in the new soft spots, the holes, the electrical panel, it went way out of budget. So what we ended up doing is um, just trying to sell it as is. But since it had so much work,
Hmm.
it set for a while. We set on the project for at least like 3 months in a high lot rent park, which
Okay.
kind of hurt us. At the end of it, I will say at the end of the 3 months, the beginning of the 3 months,
Okay.
I did feel like I wanted to give up on everything, honestly, because I was paying so much lot rent. Nothing was going through. I had no shows with buyers. My contractors just started being real flaky, so I wasn't able to get the work that I wanted to get
Uh huh.
done. The park manager was, a little back and forth with us being our first time in the park and having so many complications. So with everything just piling on, I did feel like I wanted to give up, but I thought to myself I needed to, hold strong and just keep moving forward. So what I did was every buyer that actually messaged me about the home, instead of actually getting it under contract, I had them just go to the park, fill out an application and get approved. From right then and there, after I told them that they needed to get approved by the park, it would weed out the people that wasn't serious
Right.
and just wanted to waste my time, and the people that was serious. So that same week that I told everybody just go to the park, get park approved, and then we can talk about price. A buyer called me, I think like 3 days later, saying like, "Hey, I'm approved." Met him at the house. We talked about the price, got it under contract, and then cleared it out. The price on that, I bought it for 8, ended up selling it for 11.5. Um, so the expenses plus my partner's cut and lot rent was like 2,000 and something,
Okay.
which my profit ended up being, I think, $550 if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It's way less than what I expected, but um it was definitely a learning lesson. I wouldn't even call it a loss because I learned a lot in that 3 month time span
Right. Right.
about myself, about business, and how I want to move forward with the next house. So, you know,
Right.
it worked out.
Right. And you keep saying we, so you do have a business partner, correct?
Yes. He actually came in once I actually purchased the home. I didn't know him previously, but
Okay.
he's a traditional investor. He invests in traditional real estate. He's seen my work ethic and everything, and he wanted to come in, and just be more of so a equity partner. and he was going to fund the rehab for the mobile home. But um, after we realized that it was going to be way more than my projected cost, we
Right.
just decided to sell it as is.
Okay. Okay. And so, where do you see yourself in about 5 years as far as investing in the mobile home business?
In 5 years, I plan on having a few buy and holds under my belt, and I will be buying a park.
You will be buying a park. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm glad you're doing this interview because I have a gift for you after we finish this interview. I'm going to actually be sending you a 7 series mobile home park buying course that I offer with my course. So I'm glad that
Oh,
yeah. So I'm glad that you agreed to the interview. So
oh
lastly,
yeah,
and
thank you.
you're welcome. I appreciate this short notice. So lastly, I want to, because you sound like a little discouraged on your last deal. You made $500, but still, that was a nice little profit. Do you have any words of encouragement of somebody new trying to get into this particular business?
Just hold strong with it. I mean, in the moment, I definitely felt like I wanted to give up, but after having the clarity of not having, the bill of the lot rent and all of that confusion over top of me, now I can think clear. I don't want to give up anymore. That was just a brief moment of weakness that I had, but I'm moving past it. That's a deal that I already closed. So I'm moving strong. And my advice for anyone is stick with it. Don't give up. Don't be discouraged. Everything's not going to work out perfect. That's business. It doesn't matter what business you're in. Doesn't matter what you're selling. Doesn't matter what you're buying. Nothing is going to be perfect. You got to hold strong, move forward, and know your end goal and know why you're doing it. So repeating your why to you will remind you that you can't give up. Because if you're doing it for your family, if you give up now, then you're giving up on your family. You're
Right.
giving up on your end goal. You're giving up on your early retirement.
Right.
So just hold strong, do it. And also remember that it's so many ways to get a deal done. So many ways to get a deal done. So don't think that like you have to solely do one method of selling or buying.
Right.
Think
Right.
of a creative method or partner up with somebody or, sell it to someone that's willing to do the work, willing
Exactly.
to, put in all the money that really just want a buy and hold or, a fix and flip or just, to live in a home as is. It
Right.
is people out there that's okay with the home being, the way that it is. And
Okay.
that's okay.
Right, right. And that's what people don't understand. Just because you plan on buying and holding doesn't mean that if things kind of go by the wayside that you don't have another exit strategy. And
Yes.
that's the thing with mobile home investing. I don't think you could do that too swiftly with real estate, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I with the traditional real estate, what I have learned from a lot of people that I have met, it's so many holding costs. It's so many like underlying costs that they don't tell you about. Like um I'm not going to get into it, but it's way better in our field. It's so much better, low cost, high turnover, as in like buy, fix, sell. You don't have to wait a bunch of months. If you have a good contractor, they can probably knock out all the work within like 2 weeks to a month,
Right,
and then you reselling it already.
right,
So we're
right.
in a we're in a really really good business that has a lot of need.
Right, right. And DeAndre, this is going to be my last question before I let you go. Where do you see uh, investors like ourselves being in the mobile home business in this pandemic? Do you see that as, we're going to be selling more homes or we're going to be selling less? What do you foresee with this pandemic?
I foresee that we're going to be selling more
Hmm.
because I think that a lot of people are open to downsizing and a lot of people want more affordable things. The reason why I quoted downsizing is because a lot of people have a stigma with mobile homes that they're small, that they're trashy and everything, but the work that we do, the work that we plan to do, it blows people out of their mind. Like, you walk into a home and it's just like any other traditional home. And
Right.
the 14 by 70 mobile homes, the single wides are really big. You
Right.
know, you have a 2, 3 bedroom, maybe a 1 or 2 bathroom with a big open floor plan of a kitchen in the living room. So I just project that we're going to do even more business, help even more families. More families are going to be buying in because it's way lower, a way lower cost than a traditional home where for a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, you're spending upwards to 150, maybe some right now, maybe even 300, depending on where you're at. But a mobile home, you'll get the same 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom house for what? Um, 20,000,
Exactly.
50,000.
Exactly.
That's yeah, you can't beat that. You're given affordable living, safe environment, and what I like about the all the parks that it is an actual community. Every time I go in there, all the neighbors know each other. All the kids are playing out in the street. It's no commotion. It's none of the like congested city life where you're living on top of somebody or you
Right.
have somebody living on top of you. It's literally you have your space, you have your community, and you have amenities inside the communities. Well, some of the communities, which is really nice. You
Right.
can't get that living in the city.
Right, right. Well, DeAndre, I appreciate your time and I appreciate the short notice. And I will be posting this video on YouTube and I will give you a copy of it. And thank you so
Okay.
much. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.